Wait the fuck up.
Helldiver.
Ladies and gentle divers, we finally have weapon customization. After downloading the update, returning players will get this pop-up telling them they have access to weapon customization. For newer players, you will first need to reach level 10 in order to unlock the feature. Now let's see what the feature itself offers.
This is where the fun begins.
As you can see, each primary weapon now has a level number above it, and each weapon will have customization, including the primaries from any purchased war bonds. The way you progress with weapon customization is that you unlock more customization options the more you level up a gun. The XP system works exactly the same way your Helldiver gains XP, meaning you get more XP for successfully extracting, more for completing higher difficulty missions, and more for completing side objectives. Each weapon has a total of 21 levels. The higher in level you go, the more XP will be needed to reach the next level. So if you want to level a weapon faster, you'll need to play on the highest difficulty. Roughly speaking, in order to max out a single weapon, you'll be looking at having to do around 20 to 25 missions on the current max difficulty of 10. Or you can just play at whichever difficulty is most comfortable for you, and you'll still be passively gaining XP for your chosen primary weapon. The way you purchase upgrades for your guns is with requisition. This is the same currency we use for unlocking stratagems. The first thing we see when selecting Customize is the Attachments menu. Here we have attachments like optics, underbarrels, muzzles, and magazines. Not every weapon has access to all of these, with some like the Torture having only the ability to change its weapon color scheme, which is unfortunate. Assault rifles, auto shotguns, and SMGs are getting the most benefit from the initial offerings of this feature, as they have access to all 4 types of upgrades. The Optics tab allows you to mount different types of scopes and optics, as well as the option to remove all optics and use the weapon's default iron sights. Right now, all we have for the underbarrels are foregrip attachments. You can also choose to remove the default flashlight that most auto rifles and shotguns come with. Doing so will improve your gun's ergonomics. Ergonomics in this game basically means how fast your weapon swings towards the aiming reticle in the middle of the screen. The vertical foregrip decreases vertical recoil and will be most useful for fully auto weapons like assault rifles and SMGs, and auto shotguns. It significantly lowers shot spread, which greatly improves accuracy. In the box on the lower right corner, you can see how the attachment will affect the accuracy and shot pattern of the weapon. This is a very nice visual indication of how accurate your weapon will be as you change and swap around attachments. The angled foregrip, on the other hand, improves weapon ergonomics at the expense of vertical recoil. The angled version is going to be more useful for semi-auto and single-shot weapons that don't have to worry about shot spread like an automatic does. And of course, weapons that have very poor ergonomics like the Eruptor and Dominator will benefit more from this attachment, as it will make them handle a lot smoother. Muzzle attachments come in 3 types, and each offers a specific type of bullet spread. Whether you want a closer grouping of your shots or a wider spread from something like a shotgun, for example. Magazine attachments allow you to change to a smaller mag, which increases reload speed and improves weapon handling, or a drum mag, which decreases reload speed and handling but means you can fire for longer before having to reload. Some of the most interesting weapons to upgrade are gonna be the Base Liberator, the Breaker shotgun, and the Eruptor. You can basically turn the Breaker into a far more damaging version of the Breaker Spray and Pray, with a drum mag and a muzzle for increased shot spread. And with the right attachments, the Eruptor is just going to be a god tier weapon.
Cause she got a great ass!
We also have a choice of camo patterns and colors to unlock for each weapon, which is pretty cool. There's a few different ways you can build guns, and you can save up to 3 unique configurations for each gun, plus a 4th slot that is always just the stock version of the weapon. I think that's a nice touch there, to save you having to use up a slot if you want to use a default version of a gun. Arrowhead's paying attention to some details here that most other studios completely ignore, which is pretty cool. Overall, this feature is really neat. The ability to tinker with your guns, not just cosmetically, but actually tweaking how they perform, is really nice. Not enough games give the player this much agency over their weapons, and it's pretty nice to have this. The customization options are a bit bare bones, especially considering that certain weapons like the Deadeye and the Cookout only get the option to put on different optics. But going forward, the devs are only ever going to add to this feature and will expand the customization options, as well as giving customization options to sidearms and support weapons, just like in Helldivers 1. It'll be interesting to see how the devs build on this system in the future, For example, being able to select different ammunition types would be pretty cool, like armor piercing, incendiary, etc. Could be a nice addition potentially down the line.
When I think of asses, something comes out of me.